I think of Marlowe, I think of three words. I think of leadership, mentorship, and friendship.
She is a woman who has very, very many interests. She is a gourmet cook, which people may not know. She loves her family, but she loves what she does. She is passionate about speech-language pathology.
She's very, very infectious.
She's a giving person.
She's 150% dedicated.
She's just so nice. But most of all, she has great legs.
I always marveled at how Marlowe accomplishes all that she does in a day. I've always told her her clock is at least a 36-hour clock, and mine, unfortunately, is only 24.
Marlowe's clinical skills are recognized throughout San Diego County, as well as the state of California. Her clinical practice began in 1968 and has included public schools, hospitals, and private practice.
I've had the unfortunate experience of having to start my son at speech therapy at 20 months old in, different states. So we've had the opportunity to work with a number of speech therapists. And truly, Marlowe is phenomenal because she figures out what will make it work with your child.
We were referred to Marlowe from our pediatrician that has known her for 20 years, and he says she's the best. So Amelia wasn't talking when she was over 2. She said nothing. So she had a few made-up words, but no, not even the basics. She got her talking, and it was amazing because she went from saying nothing. After 3 weeks of going, she said 7 words.
We have seen my child's auditory processing scores go from not even testable to way above average.
She really manages to get them to start talking or say the sounds that they need to say without them even realizing that they're doing it or that they're working.
One time I had Marlowe come and do a training when I was working in Murrieta for my staff because she was one of the first people who was talking about curriculum and how we should use curriculum in the classroom. So she came and did this in-service in my school district, and I knew she did that kind of work, and I knew she was affiliated at San Diego. But I remember sitting in the back of this training going, oh my God, this lady's really good.
Marlowe had the opportunity to work with Jenny Craig in the late 1990s. Marlowe worked with her daily to regain her speech. In 1999, Jenny Craig received the Annie Glenn Award, and Marlowe's work with her was documented in the Jenny Craig story. Marlowe uses her clinical strength not only in her practice, but also in her supervision and instruction at San Diego State University.
Well, I think almost every person who's working in the schools who's an alum from San Diego State University owes something to Marlowe.
She doesn't simply impart wisdom, she does that, but she also challenges us to think critically and to problem solve and to communicate with our cohort and get advice. And I think what she ultimately does is makes us the best clinicians that we can be.
Marlowe is a force. She's just a passionate, enthusiastic person who is clearly in the right field.
We always felt that she really promoted the idea that we were making a difference. And she was out there just telling us that we were going to be great at it. She really boosted our confidence.
The Marlowe I know and always think about is the warm, compassionate, friendly Marlowe, the one who, when I was a student, would just tap me on the shoulder or rub me on the shoulder, and it's going to be all right.
She was able to help me learn from my experiences in a way that I feel like I couldn't have done on my own.
Marlowe has been actively involved in CASHA since the 80s. She has previously received awards for Outstanding Service, Outstanding Achievement, and Fellow of the Association. She has served as Director-elect and Director of District 9, as well as President-elect and President of CASHA.
She restructured all of CASHA so we had additional districts, and that was so important because we had people in Orange County and then we had people in Riverside, San Diego. They were all lumped together. So Marlowe really helped divide up that district and made it larger. So all of the California people can be represented all the way down to Palm Springs.
Working with Marlowe on the CASHA board was educational. I had already been on the board with a couple presidents, and I certainly learned a lot from them, but I continued to learn and gain experience with Marlowe.
She has been a leader in our profession for so many years and been very humble about it, and always thinking about how to present her students and her profession in the best light and thinking about other people.
When someone like Marlowe gives of themselves so selflessly, they deserve for us to take the time to recognize that work and to say thank you for your contribution, and thank you for making this a better world for all of us.
She's just a dynamic individual who inspires others and leads them to good things.